Alright, everybody, welcome to Extreme Rules 2014, the second pay-per-view of the WWE Save. We have some important matches on this show. We have Triple H, Daniel Bryan as our main event. Obviously, Triple H kind of trying to rebuild the dynasty, both literally and figuratively. Zack Ryder versus Sheamus, hopefully for the last goddamn time. Kings of Wrestling versus Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston. That should be a big one. Drew McIntyre, Mr. Money in the Bank, takes on Samoa Joe. The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler, always going to be a good one. We got a women's title match between Astra Dula and Alicia Fox. No one gives two shits about. Kevin Steen takes on Austin Aries in a street fight. I believe that's what the gimmick was. We have an open challenge by the tag team on the pre-show. We have a couple kickoff show, I should say. Colt Cabana versus Jinder Mahal and the Divas of Doom versus the Gatecrashers. So we have a bunch of matches. I probably forgot some of the bigger ones as well. One of these I know is wrong. I'll talk about that later on. I don't know if that'll give me penalties, but as we've said before, the Mike Tyler saying for ratings is no one gives a fuck, suck my butthole. Let's just jump right into the show. So the kickoff show of the Cotton Bowl, which has 92,000 people in it, by the way. Imagine, just unironically right now, obviously with COVID and everything, I want you to imagine right now 92,000 people showing up to WWE for fucking Extreme Rules. They wish. So the Divas of Doom and the Gatecrashers have a fun little back and forth, but the Divas of Doom eventually, Natalya gets Velvet into the sharpshooter, forcing her to tap out. Very good match to start off the show. Two teams that have excellent chemistry together, and, everything. This match was very... I'm trying to think of the words to come out of my mouth. I kind of feel bad. I know someone out there really likes Natalya. I've never been a huge Natalya fan, but I figured I kind of booked the Divas of Doom like shit. Let me give them a win and give them a little story to boot. And story, I mean, it's just them fucking not giving a shit because that's my favorite storyline, apparently. Then we have Jinder Mahal takes on Colt Cabana. And Colt Cabana, it does take him a little bit, but he eventually puts Mr. Jinder Mahal away with the Colt 45. Making defense number 9 of his Intercontinental title. He's been Intercontinental title for a while. I'll have to check the actual amount of days, which I think that's one of. It's such a little thing. It's one of my favorite things in WWE. In TEW 2020, I mean. But yeah, no, Jinder really had no chance. Colt Cabana didn't give a shit, and the Colt 45 puts away any dreams he has of aspirations of ever getting an Intercontinental title. And then we have open challenge. There's an open challenge by the tag team champions. Air Harem come out. Evan Bourne still has the body pillow. If this is your first episode, boy, you've missed a lot. And the Tokyo Pimp, Yujiro Takahashi, the tag team champions come out, and they're like, okay, open challenge time. We said we were going to do it. Anyone come out. And actually, the American Wolves come out. We've obviously seen them around. But they come out and they're like, we want to challenge for the titles. And they're like, okay. And yeah, it's two guys who, are kind of very low on the card, but, everyone gets their fair shake. As Shane McMahon would say, the land of opportunity. And they do fucking absolutely fantastic with a 90 on the fucking pre-show. Of course, Evan Bourne carries a lot of it, but still, to get a 90, even on a pre-show, when you're that low on the card, is very good. Eventually, Yujiro Takahashi pins Eddie Edward with a spear, a fucking Goldberg-esque spear. Goldberg cries somewhere. Air Harem make defense number 1, the first defense of the World Tag Team titles after winning them on the draft show. I believe that's where they won them. I could be wrong. Commentary also did pretty good. And then we have our opening show. I don't know why it got so much 90. Probably because Sheamus dragged it down because he fucking sucks. But, we have the pyro. We have the hype packages. We're hyping everything up, brother. It's time for the main event. Everything's good. I don't know how to really describe these. It's just I like it. I think I've described it before. I loved, as a kid, the little, not the hype packages themselves, but the editing. I'm a big editor. That's what I want to do. I've said it before. And they're editing on those hype packages in the early days. And then I think the guy that did those went to TNA. So like early TNA shit too. It was fucking awesome. It just really hypes you up. It makes like they have the one with Eric. If you want to look up a specific one, go look up the Eric Bischoff versus Steve Austin hype package. That actually makes you give a shit about a match that you know is not going to be fucking even remotely interesting. But first up on the agenda, we have CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio. This comes out because CM Punk and Rey Mysterio had the chance to take away Sheamus' title opportunity, but they floundered it by fighting with each other, and Rey Mysterio eventually challenged CM Punk to a match. This is a one-and-done feud. CM Punk has said that he literally does not want to wrestle Rey Mysterio anymore. No one really wants to wrestle Rey Mysterio anymore. If you're wondering, like, out of character, if you wonder where that meme comes from, it's because around this time, it was, I think, a little bit after, because I think he left in 2014. I just remember as a kid, it's so weird. It's like when Ray came back, everyone's like, oh, I'm so glad Ray's back. I miss him so much. When he left, everyone was, like, fucking mad. Like, they're like, no one gives a shit about Rey Mysterio. Like, when Wade Barrett beats him, like, the fucking crowd is cheering. Everyone's all hyped and shit. It's so weird. But, you know, it's just an excuse to get CM Punk and Rey Mysterio on the card. And in a 99 just to start the fucking thing out. Just because, just because CM Punk locks in the Anaconda Vice, taps out little Rey Mysterio. Again, 99. What a way to start the fucking match. What a way to start the card. Like, I can't even respond to that. It's just 99 overall. Obviously, again, if you're wondering, like, I'm kind of joking if this is your first. I gotta make like an intro series. That'll be a fun thing to do for people who are new to the series. This is like converted twice now, so ratings are just kind of either they suck for no reason or they're just godlike. They're S tier. So I like to have fun with it, but it's still cool to see 99. We haven't gotten 100, I think. I could be wrong, and I'd have to check up because I'm fucking stupid. Next up, though, we have a hype package, and we have the Austin Aries versus Kevin Steen. Austin Aries had a mini little blood feud with Sami Zayn, and of course that drags out the rage inside Kevin Steen when Austin Aries went too far and tried to beat down his friend. And he already lost one of his titles, and the champion is trying to hold on desperately to the title of the belt collector. Can Austin Aries overcome that? Can he overcome Kevin Steen's attack in this massive hardcore match to keep his NXT title? And the answer is no. Sharp submission with a sharpshooter? No. Kevin Steen package pile drives Austin is probably on like a bunch of chairs, like WWE like style hardcore, like nothing too like CZW, but enough to be fucking hype. Kevin Steen just nails him with it, and 81. Kevin Steen is the new NXT champion. Austin Aries has lost all of his belts for being a cunt. Not like backstage, just in storyline. The belt collector is no more, at least for now. You have to remember, at least for now. Maybe Austin Aries could make some kind of a comeback as I open up the image I saved to show me what cards are in what the card fucking order is. Actually, I know exactly what's next. Because all of a sudden, damn, the Shield come out. And the Shield just start beating the shit out of Sami Zayn, who's there to celebrate, and Kevin Steen with his new NXT title. The Shield, we haven't seen them in a while, and they just absolutely go to town. Roman Reigns just spears Sami Zayn like 8 times, not literally. They do the triple powerbomb onto both of them. They hit them with their own titles, the Shield. They then do the pose inside. Damn, that's just it's crazy. What's going on? Why does the Shield care? It's because it's the Shield. That's what they do, and the Shield seems to clearly want to get some, I don't know, heat. Is that the right word? I don't remember. I had a promo kind of idea laid out for it, but I don't care. We'll hear from one of them. And then Astra Dunla beats Alicia Fox, and actually a pretty good match, but it's all Astra Dunla. The Vampiric Bulldog puts away the plucky challenger. The 5th defense of the Divas title is made. Alicia Fox tried. She did. She went 11 minutes, which, I'm surprised she went 5. And she did grow as a person, I guess, but no one really gives a shit. It was all Astrid for the longest time. And then after this, as Astrid comes out. We hear screaming, just absolute just screaming as Kane comes in, and people are like, I thought Kane quit. He's supposed to be with that company called TEW. And, we censor it out. And Kane's just like, I can't believe it. Every tweet I got since I left, and he's like crying, by the way. This is really sad if you give a shit about Kane. He's like, I worked for this company for literally multiple decades, and no one just seems to give a shit that I'm leaving. Like, I've been in the business for so long, and I did so much here, and yeah, I was an asshole. I'll totally admit it. Backstage, I was being a dick, and I really liked the offer, but I thought they'd at least counter it. But no, they didn't even counter the offer. They just let me go to Impact. I hate it. I can't take it anymore. I'm not leaving until someone comes out. And then Shelton Benjamin's music hits, and he comes out, and he goes, Kane, nobody cares. And then he hits him with the pay dirt after like 8 minutes of beating the shit out of Kane. He squashes Kane. And yeah, Shelton Benjamin just beats the leaving Kane. Go to Impact, you stupid fuck. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say about that. As it is. What the hell? Oh, someone just hit my table. Go next segment. Oh, the Miz makes an entrance. He had a hot new catchphrase. This will put him on entertainment. Fuck you. He comes out, we still got the glam, we still got all the cameras that he's had from his Dynasty run. It's almost kind of like the Miz at this point just doesn't get it. Like, the Dynasty's over with. Like, he knows that, but his time as that person is over. He's just not that person anymore. But he's not going to let that stop him. He comes out. And, he's got the arms up, and he goes to fight Dolph Ziggler, who wants to prove to The Miz that he is a dick. But to that, he does not. In an exceptional match, 83. Dolph's kind of thing has been reset kind of to 80, which I figure is a good place for him. The Miz he hits the skull-crushing finale, which I completely forgot about, like, the last time. The Miz just kind of makes... it takes a while to put Dolph away, but for the most part, he has this match in the bag, really. Like, it's just establishing The Miz for SmackDown on the brand. And unfortunately, Dolph had to be the victim. But, Dolph's a former tag team champion. He's got a great tag team going with Ted. There's not a lot to kind of be disappointed about. It's no getting buried by John Cena after you won the title. That's definitely for sure. But next up, though, we do have Mr. Money in the Bank, Drew McIntyre, taking on Samoa Joe. This is a match that's happened before. These two guys just want to beat the living shit out of each other, and I think the audience would oblige. This is a true, not old school, because old school big man brawls suck. This is a new age big man. And I use big man kind of loosely, because I know there's some people like, oh, they're not, shut up. Just two guys, just a stiff match. Hard hitting. The story is that these guys don't like each other. They don't really hate each other. This is not like a John Cena The Rock thing in terms of the save, or like Daniel Bryan versus Triple H that we'll see later tonight. No, these guys, they have respect for each other, but it's like in the wrestling ring, I'm going to murder you in the wrestling ring, because that's just how it is, and that's just what you do. So Samoa Joe, Drew, they just kind of be back and forth. Again, Drew probably uses some kind of hilarity with the Money in the Bank briefcase. He stole it from Otis in the alternative timeline. And in a 96, which is really good, and I'm very proud of both of them. Drew, it was Extreme Rules, yeah, so that's what I meant. I was wondering if I had said to Extreme Rules. Drew McIntyre, he eventually hits the snap underhook double DDT, maybe like through a table or something cool like that. Some Extreme Rules shenanigans. Drew McIntyre defeats Samoa Joe, and Mr. Money in the Bank reigns supreme. But again, it's kind of like Dolph. Like, Samoa Joe has nothing to scoff at. He takes Drew to the limit, and that's kind of good almost for Drew in a kind of character sense. To take on, like, Zack Ryder, it's funny. It's like, this sentence I'm about to say is weird in the context of the save, though. Like, Drew is not yet, maybe not yet on the level of Zack Ryder. Which, again, Any other way you say that sentence is like, what the fuck are you talking about? But in the context of the save, yeah, it's probably like that. Daniel Bryan, like if you cash on him, I think he'd be fucked. You know, he's still in the gimmick of the Chosen One, kind of coming out as something like that. I like the Chosen One gimmick, don't get me wrong, but in terms of that, he's kind of a different person. He's just more of a shut up and put up kind of guy. And to have a match with Samoa Joe in Extreme Rules and come out the victor is always something that's going to be on your resume, and that's very good for him. Next up, we have the Kings of Wrestling versus Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton. This is going to be interesting. We have a certified tag team that is a curse and a benefit to them. It's a benefit because in this match, it's a tag team match. They're a well-oiled machine. They're the Kings of Wrestling. That's what they're known for. They're former WWE Tag Team Champions, and they know the ins and outs of each other's moveset, and they have their main thing is just having the ability to just destroy an opponent. When you come on to look at Kofi and Randy, they're bitter enemies. They're guys who would never have shared the ring together before. They're only doing so out of necessity. But even then, the one thing that's against Chris Hero and Antonio Cesaro here is that they're a tag team. They are not main eventers. They are not top of the card material right now. You know, Kofi Kingston is a former WWE champion. Randy Orton, I don't even need to explain his accolades. Like, holy shit. Like, you know, these guys are trying to break out. This is a match where, both in storyline, in reality, this is, can I break out of a rut? Can I break into the main event scene? That's what this is about. And this match is just, it's, you know, I know everyone gets salty with the AEW tag matches, but that's what people like about them. Is there's just, it's not the amount of finishers that are kicked out of, even though there's not really a lot. Although the Revival one kind of, but again, that's a special kind of thing that they did. But it's like that, you know. These guys just throw everything at each other. They want to win. They need to win. Losing is not an option. But at the end of the day, of course, there can only be one winner, and that winner is the Kings of Wrestling. Chris Hero pins Kofi Kingston with an emerald elbow. And just, I mean, damn, wow. Not as high of a rating as I want to, but I had to keep Kofi strong. It was either Kofi or Randy, which is completely acceptable, just out of character, just to spoil some shit. But the Kings of Wrestling, you know, after the match, Kofi is down, and he's pissed. Randy Orton is just in shock, and the Kings of Wrestling celebrate like they just won the World Series, because they have. Because now is the time that they get to do whatever they want. They are at the top of the card. They are just, they made it. That's all you can really say, is they made it. Chris Hero especially getting a 95. Chris Hero doing a lot of fucking work in this kind of performance here, which is very good for him. And then we have the celebration angle. Everyone's celebrating. Kofi and Randy, I kind of already went through that. I forgot I had went through that. I should open up the damn schedule thing again. All right, and then we have an awesome entrance by Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder, the World Heavyweight Champion, takes on Sheamus. These two guys have wanted to go one-on-one for a while. Batista was always in the way, but Batista's too busy beating up the Young Bucks to do anything really about it. Not really a lot to say for this one. I think we all know the direction it's going to go. 97, awesome match. We have Zack Ryder defeating Sheamus in an Extreme Rules match with the Zack Attack, even. The Zack Attack. You gotta love it. Zack Ryder makes defense number 2, his second defense ever of the World Heavyweight title. Kind of sad ending for Sheamus, but for Zack Ryder, this is just the beginning. You know, he clawed his way up to the top, and he earned his victory over John Cena, despite help from The Undertaker. That's another thing that would probably be good to remind people of, is that Zack Ryder beat John Cena, a man who, after turning heel, went just completely apeshit. on the entire SmackDown roster. And it was only Zack Ryder. A little outside help, but still, he took him to a limit. A limit. And he broke it. And now Zack is reaping the rewards. However, there's going to be some problems. I mean, the talent we have on SmackDown right now, we have The Miz. We got Drew McIntyre, Mr. Money in the Bank. We got a bunch of other people who would really like to be WWE champion. Or World Heavyweight champion, I should say. So all of that is got to be remembered. All that's got to be a reminder, everything and anything. So we'll have to deal with that when we deal with that. And then we have the Ultimate Feud recap. Triple H and versus Daniel Bryan. And the thing to take away from this is that unlike in real life, at this point in time, this one-on-one match, the dynasty is over. Triple H is by himself. He's alone. And he is on the losing end of this feud so far. Unless he wins tonight, it's a death spiral. Daniel Bryan has pointed out every single character flaw in Triple H. The whole kind of, not even the past year, the past just decades. His entire career, Daniel Bryan has just shot from the hip and just destroyed him. Sorry I had to get Chick-fil-A because this next match deserves it. Man, wow, where do we even start with this? So Triple H, the dynasty. Triple H set up a stable. It's the Authority on crack. Sorry, I'm grabbing something. And he really just kind of set the stage for a takeover, essentially, of WWE, a shifting of the guard almost. He had orchestrated so many things, and with the current state of Vince McMahon and comatose, he really could have had it all. But then Daniel Bryan had to come in and just destroy all that in a single night. WrestleMania 30, the cracks are already starting to form. You could even argue that it was already done. But any hopes of that dream that Triple H had were ended when Daniel Bryan put Miz in the yes lock and just tapped his ass out. And now it's Triple H's turn. And normally with a Triple H feud, you would expect Triple H to hold all the cards. Have everything blocked out. Have everything strategized. But no, it's the opposite. Daniel Bryan sees Triple H coming from a mile away. He has destroyed him, not physically, but just mentally and verbally. Daniel Bryan has just took out every single thing he has had on just everything. Triple H's entire career, he's basically shot on. And you could just tell Triple H is not in a state of mind to fight back. He's not the assassin. He's not the game. He's just Triple H. And he's walking into a man that is hell-bent on changing the wrestling landscape as we know it. Which is ironic considering that's exactly what he wanted to do as well. And then we have that match. I don't mean to keep spinning it out. I do want to check. And we have that match. And in 85, because Triple H sucks. No, not because he sucked, because he's like, so I'll tell about this. But, obviously, Daniel Bryan just, Triple H gets a couple momentum shifts, but it's still yes lock all the way, and Triple H has to tap out. Daniel Bryan is still the WWE champion. But the reason it's that 85 when there's two 100s is because Triple H's contract was renewed. And in his old contract, he had creative control, to which I said, no, fuck you. But the contract wasn't renewed today, so he's trying to play politics. So I just kept him strong, and he was fine with it. And that suffered the final grade because of it. But hell, it's still a great end to the story. But this is the end almost. Triple H is just out. He doesn't need medics or anything. We don't see him even go to the back. Daniel Bryan is just celebrating with his title, yes chants all throughout the arena. It truly is a new era of the WWE if it hadn't started already, but, marketing. And that's how we end the show. 89 because of the shitty Triple H thing, but this show was awesome. I did not expect a lot out of it. I'm still kind of new to this save on TEW 2020. But I thought it was awesome. And I hope you thought it was awesome too. So I'm not going to show speeches because those aren't really important at this stage. But yeah, everyone did really fucking good. Standout match is probably Drew McIntyre, Samoa Joe. They might get celebrating. Chris Hero did really good. If I had to give you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna make the speeches right now. That's gonna be Chris Hero, pointing out for being awesome, Samoa Joe, and Drew McIntyre as well. Everyone else knows they're awesome, so there's that. Those are the speeches, and that's Extreme Rule 2014. I will see you guys for the next episode of Raw as we head towards a whole new type. Whole new type of what? I'm fucking stupid. As we head to a whole new era, a whole new landscape. The 2020 TEW era has kind of finally come to fruition. And I'll probably be getting more videos out sooner. Just because once I kind of explained before, I'm not in my usual place. And yeah, this will probably go up on Halloween. I figure that'll be a fun little thing. So I will see you guys. I'm actually leaving the day after Halloween. And I'll have some USPW stuff, hopefully up it by then as well. I'll try to get that out. And if not, well, fuck it. So I'll see you guys then, and have a great holiday. Everything, fuck off, I don't care.